Welcome to Wrestling Tournament Manager videos. This is the first video in a series that will go through Friehauf's wrestling tournament software. If you already own this, this will be helpful for you to understand how to use this program a little bit better. And if you haven't, these programs are available at supplay.com. The programs themselves have three main screens: the setup, the bracketing, and scoring. This first video will be about the setup. To be able to run the tournament, obviously you have to install it, which you'll get a CD. You install it. There will be a folder called Wrestling, and in that folder will be the name of the tournament. And this is the 16-man tournament, and all you've got to do from here is enter, and you'll get the setup screen. In the setup screen, you're all ready to go here with the setup. And to start, you should enter the name of your tournament. And in this case, I'm going to call this the demo tournament. And then we put in the year. So we type in the year. You also should look at how many places you have for scoring. And then the weight classes. You can clear all weights and type in your own if you have like a junior high tournament. Or you can actually put in the college weights. These are the normal rule book for high school weights. And this is the previous years if your state didn't change. We also have the Washington girls weights. There's 12 weights that we use in Washington. Of course, we can go back to the boys' national rulebook weights. You also, when you have the year of the tournament over here on the left, you may want that to appear on all your printouts with a tournament name. So you can actually type in the year, and that will appear on your bracket printouts and any other printouts that have the name of the tournament on. The next thing you're ready for is to enter teams. So we can go ahead and enter names of teams. We hit enter at this point and type in an abbreviation. You may want to use capital locks or whatever. Put in the name, the abbreviation, and then go to your next team and put in its abbreviation. Now, of course, you want to make the abbreviation short so you don't have to enter as much at the end of each name. We also have an alphabetizing basis here, so we can alphabetize those. So alphabetize the team by name, and we get that. The parts down here on the bottom are the main buttons for the rest of your setup. But before I do that, what I want to do is save. Now, I normally save as first so that I remember where I saved it. And so what I want to do here is I'm going to save. I've already set up in my documents a wrestling folder. So I'm going to click on the wrestling folder. And then I'm going to add a new folder called Demo. And I'll even put the year in it. So that folder is ready, and the name of the tournament is used, and its year is used in the name that the program itself is going to access. So you don't want to change that. So you hit save. And now every save from now on out is going to save to that location, and that's important. Next thing we want to look at is we can add weight class sponsors. If you want to make a little bit of money sponsoring, giving sponsors a chance to sponsor weight classes. So in that case, you can go ahead and type in some names of sponsors that you would want to appear on all of your brackets and on the bout sheets if you actually use the bout sheet, full-page bout sheet option in the program. So at this point, you may even want to use that for people that do some help by donating food and give them a sponsorship for a weight class. But that's another way that you can make money by sponsoring weight classes. The next one is the scoring setup. Now the scoring setup is the same as the rule book, so there's no big change here. If you want to change the place points, you can go ahead and do that. If you're in a college tournament, there is a change, different values that they use in these areas. You need to look that up. The next part is a very nice part because it allows you to set up what mat numbers and times are going to appear on the bracket and also on the announcers list so that you can check how the flow of the tournament is going. This is set up so I'm going to do a tournament that's got 4 mats. I hit enter and it fills in the rest of that whole column. And then I'm going to go down here. This is the 5th place matches. I'm going to have 2 mats for that and 2 mats for 3rd place and then 1 mat for the finals. My times. In the first round I want 6 minutes. If I hit enter it fills in the rest. Well, I want 7 minutes here because this is the first round was you're going to have 1 versus 16 and 8 with 7, but here you're going to have one with 8 and 4 with 5. So it may take a little bit longer. The next round is all consolation. I'm going to leave it 6 minutes. The next round is semifinals. In this case, I'm going to make it 8 minutes because those matches might be a little bit longer. Of course, it also has a semifinal. It has a consolation match involved with that too. The next round, these are all consolations. I'm going to set those at 7 minutes. Hit enter. And of course, these are the fifth and the third place matches. And the final, I'm going to make 10 minutes because we're going to make awards at the end. Now, what's nice about this feature, once I get this set up, I go to start time. I'm going to start on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, hit enter, and it fills in the rest. It gives you an automatic about 10 minutes between rounds, and then it goes into the next round. So it will do all that setup for you. Of course, this is a 2-day tournament because I started at 4 in the afternoon and don't want to finish at 5 a.m. So I'm going to change this one to 10 o'clock the next day and hit enter, and it fills in the rest. Of course, I'm going to have a little bit of a time break here for something to eat before the semis, so I'm going to change this to 12 o'clock, and we'll have a little time, and this will a time to eat, and then we will have the rest of the tournament. Of course, these matches right here are the consolation semis that go into the placing matches. They might get ahead of each other. You might want to change that to 3:30 or even 3:15, just to make sure that you don't have any overlap coming up on the 45-minute rule. And then in this case, third place matches, I'm just going to leave it the same, and then I'll change this to 6 o'clock so that we have a little bit of time to set up and maybe a little bit of time to eat. And then I'm ready. My setup's done. All this will show up on the brackets, and you can see those when you look at those later. The last option, which is one that was made especially to do some internet forums. The only problem with this is you've got to have a server that will allow you to use PHP files, and some of them aren't allowing that anymore because it deals with spammers who use those PHP files to garner some other information. So you might want to be careful about this and just use emails. But in case you do and you have a safe ISP, then you might want to do this because it'll create an entry form. That entry form will be under an HTML, and then you put in your email address, which it will automatically, once they fill out the form, it will be sent to you, submitted to you. This will create 2 programs and makes the 2 programs. You can set up whatever you want down here for your qualifications or what you want for criteria for seeding. And you might want to put the name of your own tournament here. Of course, again, this is very important that you understand that your service provider better be able to do this for you. You make the 2 programs, it tells you where you want to put it, and it's right here with the demo program files or slide files that the computer makes up for the scoring of the tournament. Here we have the entry form file, we save it, and it saves it to that particular place or folder that you've already set up. Later, you're going to have to bring that downloaded into your server. Anyway, that's set up. What happens when you do that is you're going to end up with a form that looks like this. This is the entry form program that coaches are going to see. They're going to type in the name, their school name, coach's name, email address, and then what we do is we put in the name of the 106 wrestler, and then there's a pull-down menu that gives you the place they scored at state in 2012 and 2011. So they drop down that and put in the place, and then they can put in their current record. At the very bottom of this is a submit, which then sends it to you. At this point, we're done with the explanation of the program, and later we'll get to the bracketing. Thank you very much.